Hello everyone. I'm finally ready for our first online lesson. It was a little bit hard to prepare everything, but we have 3 online lessons and this is the first of them, I'm sorry. And we also have quite a few numbers of live worksheet exercises for you to do, so I hope you enjoy. So the first thing we're going to be seeing for the first online lesson is the simple present. Of course, I've already talked to you about the simple present, but I want to explain a few things in a better way here on this online lesson, okay? So the first thing we're going to see is how we form, oh, not how we form. When do we use the simple present? When do we use the simple present? Well, there are a few basic situations where the simple present or present simple is required, okay? The first and probably the most important one is for habit or routine. So when you have something that you do quite often, you usually use your simple present to express that. For example, when I say I drink coffee in the morning, this is something that I do quite often. I work at CCB. This is something that I do quite often. I have a friend who drinks sparkling water every day. So this is habitual action or routine. So to express habits and routines, we use the simple present or the present simple, okay? So let's see the examples. We have he drinks Coke at breakfast. Oh God, who drinks Coke at breakfast? Well, I have a friend who drinks sparkling water all the time, so it's okay. Oh, I mean, it's not okay for your health, but it's okay for the use of simple present to say he drinks Coke at breakfast. You can also say she only eats vegetables. When you say she only eats vegetables, she's probably a vegetarian. So we say she eats vegetables every day. So that means that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, she eats vegetables pretty much. Maybe not in the breakfast, but anyway. So she eats vegetables, so it's quite often, okay? So they usually drive to work. All of these are habits, are habitual actions, okay? So are things that people usually do on a daily basis. The second most important use for the present simple is to express general truth or unchanging situations. So a general truth, let me just show you here. A general truth, it's something that is true everywhere. Like for example, London is a large city. This is true here. This is true in London. This is true in Baghdad. This is true in the Palestine. This is true in the Netherlands. Oh, this is true in Xaramubim. Okay, so this is true everywhere. So this is what we call general truth. One other example that you can have of general truth is, for example, water. Water boils at 100 Celsius degree. So this is also true here. Boil, ferver. Okay, so water boils at 100 Celsius degree. This is true everywhere too. Okay, if you go to the moon, the water will boil. If you have the same conditions of the earth, the water will boil at 100 degrees, okay? So another use, it's for unchanging situations, quite permanent situations. Like, for example, when I say I work for CCB, this is something sort of unchanging or permanent for a while, for quite a long time. Okay, so I work CCB, unchanging for CCB or at CCB, an unchanging situation. We also use the present simple to talk about emotions. So when I say Miltinho loves Bianca or she loves him, This is expressing emotion, so we use the present simple, okay? And also to express wishes. So when I say, I want a car, this is a wish. I want to travel, this is a wish. So we use the simple present to do that too, okay? The last but not least use of the simple present is when we talk about repeated actions. So when say we study English every evening or every other evening, this is something that repeats over the weekend, the weeks, okay? So this is something repeated. So it rains every morning in the rainy season. It is also something that repeats. So in Fortaleza, for example, in the rainy season, it usually rains in the morning. That's why I don't like teaching in the morning, because during the winter, during the rain season, it rains in the morning. So they drive to Mundaú every summer. So every July during the summer, they drive to Mundaú. They take their car and they go to Mundaú. So these are the basic uses. We're talking about to use. We are going to be talking about to use, form, and pronunciation, okay? So habits or routines to express general truth, unchanged situations, emotions, and wishes, and for repeated action or events, okay? The next thing we're going to be talking about is affirmative sentences. How do we form the simple present? We form the simple present with just the base of the verb. Oh, teacher, but is that true for all the persons? No, that's not true for all the persons. So if you have I, you, we, and they, this is true. But if you have, look, this is the base, play. So you say, I play, you play, I play, you play, we play, and they play. But if we're talking about the third person singular, that means he, she, and it. And then we are not going to be using only the base form. We need an S. We need an S for the third person in this case, okay? So I say I play, but I say he plays, she plays, it plays, okay? So to form the simple present, we add an S to the third person. And if it's not the third person, we just use the base of the verb. So to play, we use the base, play. To fly, we use the base, fly. But if it's the third person, he, she, it, and then I'll lead an S or an ES. We'll see in a moment. So this is how we form, okay? So we say she plays the guitar. We say he plays the guitar. And we say the guitar, costs 300 pounds. So it costs, the third person, the guitar, for example, costs, with an S, cost é custar, okay? It costs 300 pounds. Let's see the next. So this is how we form. Teacher, it's just this. Not exactly. There are a few details that you have to bear in mind. What is the detail? Well, like the plural of nouns, if the verb ends in Y and it does Y is preceded by a consonant, and then you have to drop the Y and add IES. For example, in the nouns, we have country, the plural is countries. And then you have IES, and you drop the Y, okay? The same thing happens for verbs here, okay? So what we have is, we have fly in the third person, okay? Fly, the third person, flies. Cry, the third person, cries, okay? But if the Y is preceded by a vowel, and then you just add S, okay? So, like play, he plays the guitar, so you just add an S, okay? Or pray, pray é Pai Nosso que está no céu, santificado. This is to pray, okay? So, if she prays a lot, for example, in church, when she goes to church. Okay, so that's an example. So we use only the S if the Y is preceded by a vowel sound, and we use IES if it's preceded by a consonant sound. Okay, remember that we're talking about sounds. Another thing that we have to bear in mind is that if the verb finishes in a sibilant sound, I hope you guys remember the sibilant sounds. These are some of the letters that are used to represent the sibilant sounds, okay? So we have, oh, my camera's here, but anyway, I'll show you. So words ending in S, X, in CH, SH, Z, okay? So we have, for example, I pass, but you have he passes. In this case, you add ES. Why? Because it is preceded by a sibilant sound. Catch. I catch, but he catches. ES. Why? Preceded by a sibilant sound. I fix. Fix é consertar, tá? So I fix and he fixes. IES. Why? Because it is a sibilant. The last sound is a sibilant sound. Push. Push is a false friend, okay? Push não é puxar. Push é empurrar, okay? So it pushes. It pushes. I push, but it pushes, or he pushes, okay? Good. So this is what we have about form. Oh, there is another thing. If the verb ends in O, so this is another detail that is not really in my presentation, but I'll tell you. If the verb ends in O, the letter O, and then you add ES. So you have I go, he goes. I do, he does. DOES, okay? So this is another detail that you have to pay attention. So that's all we have about form. The next topic is, so we are going to talk about pronunciation now. And I don't think this is going to be hard for you because this is these are the same rules that we use for the plural of nouns. So if you have a sibilant sound, if you have a verb finishing in a sibilant sound, like for example wash, okay, finishing in sh, and then you have wash. So I wash, but when you have the third person, he, she, it, he washes or she washes. So we have in the example, he washes his car every day. So every day she washes his car. It's a nightmare, right? Wash the car every day. So the other verb that it's very common that finishes in a sibilant sound, sh, it's to watch, okay? So you have I watch, but you have he watches or she watches. So you pronounce is, okay? Just like the plural of nouns. So watches. So we have Wanso watches TV with his mom every day. Actually, it's every night, right? Once. It's every night soap opera. So he watches soap opera every night with his mom, I'm sorry. He watches is. Another verb, I couldn't find a verb of je, so finishing in je, so I simply decided to skip it, okay? So let's go for je. Je, we have the verb to judge. Judge é julgar. Okay, so we have ja. That's interesting because you have ja in the beginning and you have ja in the last sound. So you have judge. So I judge. Okay. Oh, I hope I don't judge a lot. But if you have he or she, he judges. So he judges. Okay, he judges everyone he knows. It's a terrible person, right? So he judges is, okay? We have another sibilant sound. So it's a kiss. Kisses is. So, okay, so it's a sibilant sound is. Kisses. So Nonato kisses Jussara every morning. So they very morning, but it is every morning, okay? I transcribed correctly, but I wrote wrongly, okay? So it's every morning. So kiss, I kiss, but he kisses. She kisses, okay? And sound, buzz, buzz, to buzz, buzz, é o barulhinho que a abelha faz, okay? So, bee buzzes among flowers. Among é entre, okay? Por entre. So, bee buzzes among flowers, okay? So, we have the sibilant sounds. So, after sibilant sound, if the verb finishes with a sibilant sound, and then you are going to add es, and the pronunciation is going to be is, okay? Is. Let's see what we have for the next. And then, guys, just like the plural of nouns, if you have a voiceless sound, and then you are if you have a voiceless, I want you to bear in mind 4 sounds. Where's my camera? It's here. Okay, 4 sounds. It's inverted. So the sounds p, t, k. If you have one of these 4 sounds, okay, one of these 4 sounds, the S is pronounced as an S, not as an is, nor as a Z, as an S. So I have stop. I stop talking. He stops talking. Okay, so stops. He stop ends in p. Okay, so stops. So he stops her car. She stops her car every day in front of a house. Okay? So another example is an example of t. So wait, waits. So she waits for him at the bus stop. Okay, so she waits for him at the bus stop. So waits. The other voiceless sound is k. So work. K. I work. But if you have he or she or it, works. So he works in an office. Not work is, works. Okay, works in an office. Tudo junto, in an office. He works in an office. Okay? And then my last example of a voiceless sound is so we have the verb to laugh. Laugh or laugh in American English é rir, tá? Not sorrir. Sorrir is a smile, ok? Laugh é rir mesmo. A risada do cearense é rir, ok? So laugh or laugh, it's a voiceless sound. The last sound is like an F, ok? So you say she laughs at his jokes. Joke é piada, ok? So she laughs at his jokes. So in these cases, for sounds, brigando com a câmera. I loved it. Just these. Okay? Let's move to the next. Okay, guys. And then for the last, we have all the rest. All the rest. All the vowel sounds, all the other consonants. Everything else is pronounced Z. For example, absorb, it ends in a B. Okay, so we say absorbs. I absorb, he absorbs. Bz, bz. Look at the end, bz. Okay, absorb é absorver. Não absolve, absorver. Okay? Avoid. Avoid, I avoid, he avoids. Dz, avoids. Evitar. Okay? Film. Films. I film, he films. I avoid, he avoids. Complain. Complain é reclamar. So I say he complains every day about everything. So complains. He complains. I complain, but he complains. Travel. Something that everybody likes to do. Travel. So I travel, but he or she travels. Okay, travels. Love, the last sounds v. This E is silent. Okay, so we don't say, we say loves. Okay, loves. Love is in the air, loves. He loves her. So he loves her. Okay, so all the other things. Let me just show you an example with the vowel sounds. So all the vowels, as all the other consonants, excepting p, k, t. All the other consonants and all the other vowel sounds, diphthongs and all the other vowels, z. Okay? So you say the sound A, for example, the diphthong A, you say pay, so she pays all the bills every month. Me, poor me. She pays all the bills every month, okay? So pays, if you pay attention here, look, A's, she pays. Cry, the diphthong I, like in bike. So I cry, but you say he cries. Nhonho cries a lot, okay? I don't know if you know Nhonho from Chaves. So Nhonho cries a lot, okay? I was not Nhonho who cried, right? It was Chaves. Well, anyways, so it was worth the example. Let's move on. The next and last, I think it was this. Yeah, but then we have to summarize. First, the uses. We use the simple present to talk about habits, habitual actions, routines, okay, about general truth, unchanging situations, emotions and wishes, and also to talk about repeated actions, things that happen on a daily basis, okay? And for the form, we use the base form of the verb for the persons I, you, we, they, and we use just an S for the third person, he, she, or it. But we have to pay attention to the details while we are forming the simple present. Because if the verb ends in Y, preceded by a consonant, you drop the Y, add IES, okay? If the verb ends in a sibilant sound or in O, you add ES, okay? For pronunciation, if the verb finishes in a sibilant sound and then you have is, so fixes, kisses, watches, washes, and so on. If the verb finishes one of the four voiceless sound, the sound is s, works, waits, what else? Stops, laughs, okay? In all the rest, z. So I have pray, I pray, he prays, okay? So the third person as is pronounced z for all the rest, okay? I hope you have enjoyed. This was the first topic. I tried to make it very natural, just like when all our lessons. So just when I am explaining the content for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed and wait for the next video. So I'll see you soon.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.